So the first one, I feel like this one has some life left in it, but it's dead in my heart, okay? This plant is dead. Hello everyone, welcome to another video, another planty video. It is me, Desiree, and today we're doing a combination of all the plants that died this month and plant fails. I usually have these in two separate videos, but some of these I feel like there's a little gray area, even with the dead plants. I'm like, was that considered a fail? I don't know. So we're gonna do a little combo video. So let me share with you the fails first. Okay, the first one, this one breaks my heart because I was just bragging about this plant in a video. Am I crooked? Is that better? Or is it exactly the same? It looks a little straighter to me, but who knows? Anyway, I was just bragging about this plant in another video and catastrophe hit. My cuddly cactus, look what happened. A whole piece fell off.
His head fell off. His head fell off. Yeah, it was pretty old.
Of the top. So I keep this in the living room and it sits on the windowsill. Like that's where it lives. It loves it there. It loves it and thrives in that windowsill. And I keep the window open all the time, which is normally just fine. But the other day, it was so windy outside. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this story. It was so windy outside. It was like, what the heck is going on? Stuff was blowing everywhere. My boyfriend's outside trying to move around plants that are in pots so they're not getting destroyed by the wind. And I didn't think anything of it. But then this huge gust of wind came in and knocked this plant off of the window and it tipped over onto the ground. And I didn't even notice that this piece had fallen off until several minutes later. I picked it up, there's soil all over the ground, put it back on the windowsill, closed the window, and then later on I was like, what is that? And I realized it's a big chunk of the top. And it like ripped too. It didn't just like break a piece off, it like peeled off the skin on the side. I'm sure you could see it right there. I was so sad about it, and every single day I go look at it and I'm like, my poor baby, my poor baby. It still has soil all over the top. I haven't even cleaned it yet. But what do I do with it? Let me know, what am I supposed to do with this? Because I thought this piece, if I cut it like perfectly like even, I can let it dry out and then plant this piece, I guess. But what do I do with this? Because I don't know how to care for that. Do I just kind of leave it like that? Maybe I'll just cut it even at the top maybe, but I don't really know what to do with it. It's been I don't know, 2 days that this happened and it's getting kind of really dry and, you know, calloused, but I don't know what to do with it. But either way, what a fail. I was so sad about it, and especially because I had just been bragging about my beautiful cactus. Dang, I can't believe that happened. It was the weirdest thing, just cracked a big old piece off. But what are you gonna do? And then right away I was like, I gotta go buy another one. But I'm sure if I fix it somehow, it's gonna continue to grow. It's just gonna be a little funny looking. Okay, the next fail, let's talk about this one first. This is a sad, sad jar of cebu blue cuttings, a pothos. What am I saying? Cebu blue pothos cuttings. I have a few of these plants and every now and then one of them gets really long, so I cut it all up and I put it in a jar. And this one has actually been in there since earlier this year. This one's been in there for a couple of months now. And I forgot about it. I had 3 jars of these and 2 of them I bunched up together and planted into a little planter, but this one didn't have enough roots yet, so I just kind of kept it in the jar. But where I have it, of course, I put it in a spot that I never look at and never see until the other day. I saw that they were all wilted. All of them were wilted and there was absolutely no water in here, not a speck of water. And I thought, oh, that's too far gone. I put water in it anyway, but even just looking at the roots, I'm like, ew. And the plant never perked back up, like it's dead. Maybe this leaf like has some life in it, maybe. But for the most part, I think most of it is a goner. Maybe that leaf is okay. Yeah, this poor thing. And like people love this plant and really want this plant or can't find it, and then I just have one rotting away on a bottom shelf somewhere. I do feel kind of bad about this because this could have been a nice little plant, but yeah, just a little fail there. totally forgot about it. Okay, this is the last fail before we talk about the plants that died. I have been having a heck of a time keeping up on watering my plants, especially the plants that are in my living room. The air conditioner broke in there and it is hot. Like yesterday, the thermostat said 90 degrees in that room. So it's warm for us. It's definitely warm for the plants, and they are drying out at a rapid rate of speed. Like no joke, every day I come home from work and I feel like 20 plants need water, 20 more plants. And I feel like some of them I'm like, I watered that 2 days ago and it's already dry. So I'm having a heck of a time really keeping up on watering everything. And this one, I could have sworn I just watered it, and then I looked at it one day and thought, oh crap, I forgot about it. And it is my philodendron fuzzy petiole. And I've actually been seeing this plant a lot at Home Depot. I've been seeing it almost every time I go to Home Depot. They got a fuzzy petiole there. So if you want one, keep your eyes peeled, because that's where I've been finding them. I didn't buy this one there, but look at the state of this poor thing. I almost want to go buy a new one. I completely forgot about it. It was wilted, and usually when your plant is really, really dry, it's going to start pulling moisture from wherever, and a lot of the time it's going to pull them from the leaves. So it's going to start looking like this. This leaf is pretty much dead. There's one here that's all sad that I got to cut off. There's this one here, and it didn't look this bad. It just was really wilted, but once I watered it, like then it just continued declining. Then I left it outside being watered, and would you know it, I left it there the whole day until I came home from work, and it got a little too much sun. What are you gonna do? So I'm gonna cut off some of these ugly leaves, maybe trim off all this crispy stuff here, but it does have new growth. Like there's a leaf right there that looks really good. There's a leaf right here that looks really good, and a leaf right here too. So it's regrowing, it's regenerating, but I did kind of neglect this poor little baby. And this, okay, I told a story in a video back in May about a plant. Was it back in May? It doesn't matter. I told a story recently in a video about a plant that I stuffed into a pot that was way too small for it, and this is that plant. This plant was too big for this pot, but I wanted it in here, so I smushed it and forced it in here. So after having done that, then I forget to water it. Oh my God. You know, you can't win them all, and when you have a lot of plants, you're gonna forget about one every now and then, and I could have sworn I just watered this. But anyway, it's a beautiful plant. I love the leaf shape. I love this nice texture and this color, and the leaves are really matte, so it's just something different. Like it's never too shiny. Even when you clean it, it stays like totally matte finish. I think it's really cool. And I love the way it grows in this pot, but oh, this poor thing. I neglected it a little bit this month, but I'm having a hard time with the watering right now. Like it's a little much, but it's what I signed up for, I guess. Okay, let's talk about the plants that died. So the first one, I feel like this one has some life left in it, but it's dead in my heart. Okay, this plant is dead. This is some sort of peperomia, I don't know. I was taken aback when I saw this. I bought it at Albertsons, and the way that it was growing when I bought it, it was really small and compact, and it was tight little rosettes, and it was beautiful. I didn't buy it right away. I went back the next day because I couldn't stop thinking about it. And no, isn't it kind of sedum actually? I feel like this is a sedum, and I thought this was an outdoor plant because they sell, or there's sedum out there that grows outside, and I felt like this was one of those plants, but I never was brave enough to put it outside. It seemed like it could go a really long time without water, and I thought it was fine for the longest time, and then yeah, it's obviously not. And actually on the bottom of the pot it says Mother's Day orchid. It's even in an orchid pot, but yeah, this one, I mean, it has a little green on it, but I don't want this anymore, and I'm calling it, like I said, it's dead in my heart. Okay, I almost forgot to mention one. I forgot I took a picture of this one. So I did show this one in another video. I don't remember which one it was, but my scindapsus treubii moonlight finally bit the dust. This plant was just on like a really slow decline ever since I got it. Leaves were just always dying, and it was down to 2 leaves. and I showed it in some sort of video that I had forgot to water it, and it was super wilted and it didn't bounce back. I went and looked at it. I was keeping an eye on it, but the leaves never perked back up. One of them just like rotted off, and then that was kind of it for the plant, so I did toss it. I would like to own this one again. I think it's super beautiful, but I don't want a big full one, which is kind of weird because normally I want like the biggest plant. But I want a small one, like maybe one long vine of it or something, because the only ones I ever see for sale are the ones from Costa Farms in the white ceramic things, the $20 ones. They're beautiful and they're really nice and full, but I don't really want one like that. I want like a long vine of one. I don't know. So that one bit the dust as well, and I almost forgot about it. Okay, this last plant, this is one, I feel so bad saying this, but I'm kind of like, finally, that plant died, finally. This is, or was, a purple waffle, and now it's just crispy dead leaves. So this is a plant that does not appreciate being dried out, so I would always stay on top of the watering. And when I bought it, it was a nice little compact, beautiful little plant. And you know what? This was actually a Costa Farms hanging basket that actually did really well for me. I completely forgot that that's what it was till just now. But you gotta stay on top of watering this one. It does not like to be dry, and when it does get dry, it will immediately get crispy, kind of like a fern. Like it's like, well, fine, then I'll just die. And I was staying on top of the watering and on top of the watering, and then one day I was just like, I'll water it tomorrow. I'll water it tomorrow. You know what? I'll water that later. And eventually this is what happened to it. It's petrified now and it has no life left in it. And I'm like, finally. I don't know why I just got so sick of having this plant. I got sick of how needy it was. It wasn't even that cool looking. It was really crispy. It wasn't one that I really ever connected with and felt like bad about, like the cactus or the fuzzy petiole. Like I feel bad that these happened to these plants. But this one I was just like, oh well, it died. Now I have a beautiful pot to put another plant in, and I could just get rid of this crispy boy. But yeah, that is it. Those are my fails and the plants that died this month. Let me know what some of your plant fails were this month. I would love to know what they were, or some plants that died. I would also love to know what those are. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye. Who do I hold up for the thumbnail?